Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at the world of satellite communication
Yeah,
and focusing on a company making waves in the industry, AmpliTech.
definitely. And they just put out this press release
Yeah.
detailing their latest innovation,
Right.
and it really gives us a glimpse into the future of connectivity, I think.
It really does.
Yeah.
Imagine a world, right, where high-speed internet reaches every corner of the globe,
Yeah.
even those remote areas that are totally untouched by things like, fiber optic cables.
Right.
That future is closer than you might think, and AmpliTech's ultra-low noise amplifiers are a key role in making this happen.
Yeah, you're talking about the kind of speeds that would let you, stream 4K video
Right.
from the middle of the Amazon rainforest.
Seriously. Okay, so how is this satellite, this boom, going to affect me?
Right.
I know that companies like SpaceX and Amazon are launching tons of these things up there, these constellations,
Yeah.
but what does it actually mean for, people on the ground?
Well, so the key is that these low Earth orbit satellites, or LEO satellites, they're much closer to Earth than those traditional geostationary satellites.
Got it.
And that proximity means faster internet speeds with way less lag.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
But how do AmpliTech's ULNAs fit into all of this?
They're essential.
Okay.
They just announced the delivery of prototype ULNAs to a major satellite provider.
Huh.
And not just any provider, we're talking about a Fortune 50 company.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, this is a big deal. But I know you're not an engineer.
No.
So break it down for me. What exactly does a ULNA even do?
Yeah, explain it to me like I'm 5.
Think of it like noise-canceling headphones.
Yeah.
A ULNA amplifies the desired signal, right, while filtering out all that background interference.
Wait, hold on. There's interference in space. Isn't it a vacuum?
You'd think so, right? But it's actually pretty noisy up there.
Yeah, there's
radiation, there's signals from other satellites, even faint echoes of the Big Bang itself.
I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
So these ULNAs are basically making sure that, our data
Exactly.
comes through loud and clear no matter how far it travels.
Exactly. A low noise figure is crucial for maximizing that signal integrity.
Okay.
Less signal loss means better quality data, more stable connections, and, the ability to handle those massive amounts of data
Yeah,
that all these modern applications really need.
that makes sense. So when AmpliTech says they're providing tens of thousands of these amplifiers, it really shows how vital they are to this growing satellite network.
Absolutely. And building these things is no easy feat.
Right.
These tiny devices have to withstand, intense vibrations during launch.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Constant radiation bombardment and crazy temperature swings.
Yeah, it's space. How do they do it? How do you build something so small that can survive all of that?
That's where AmpliTech's expertise comes in. They specialize in space-qualified tech, meaning that their components are designed to just operate so reliably in those extreme conditions.
So they're conquering, near-Earth orbit. But what about further out?
Yeah.
I heard AmpliTech is involved in deep space missions, too. Is that right?
You heard correctly.
Yeah?
And it's not even just about internet access.
Oh.
Think deep space probes to other planets, telescopes scanning distant galaxies.
Right.
AmpliTech's tech is helping us send and receive data from the most remote locations imaginable.
That's wild. So we're not just talking about, faster internet here.
Yeah.
We're talking about expanding our understanding of the universe.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
And as the satellite industry grows, we can expect even more applications, beyond just internet access,
Right.
think telecommunications, defense, even scientific exploration, all relying on that reliable high-speed data transfer, all thanks to AmpliTech.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wild stuff.
Okay, so let's unpack some of those applications.
Right.
Let's start with the most obvious one, internet access.
You mentioned streaming 4K video from, the Amazon rainforest.
Right.
Is that really happening now?
It is. Companies like SpaceX with their Starlink project, they're already beaming high-speed internet down to consumers and businesses in various parts of the world.
Got it.
We're talking about places where, traditional broadband infrastructure just isn't feasible.
Right.
Rural communities, islands, even disaster relief areas.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So instead of waiting years for, fiber optic cables to be laid, people in these areas can just get online now thanks to these satellite constellations.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the speeds are impressive. We're seeing download speeds rivaling, sometimes exceeding those in many urban areas.
That's a game changer for those regions, right?
Yeah.
Think about like the possibilities for like education, healthcare, economic development.
Absolutely.
It levels the playing field.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not just about like bringing internet access to like underserved areas.
Right.
These ELEO satellites are poised to revolutionize telecommunications, like in general.
Absolutely.
Like picture this, you're sailing across the Pacific Ocean or trekking through the Himalayas and your phone just works flawlessly. No more dropped calls, no more scrambling for a signal.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
So you're talking about like a global network of cell towers in space.
Yeah.
Providing that like seamless coverage.
That's the idea.
Anywhere on Earth.
It would be huge for like travelers, adventurers, anyone, working in these kind of remote locations.
And think about the impact on like emergency response.
Oh, yeah.
Being able to communicate with first responders like in real time, even in the most isolated disaster zones, that could save lives.
For sure.
I mean, it's mind-boggling to think how this tech could change the way we respond to emergencies.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears for a second.
Okay.
And talk about defense, right?
Right.
It's an area where, like, satellite communication has always been critical.
Yeah.
But I imagine these LEO satellites are bringing some major advancements.
Absolutely. One of the key advantages is just that faster data transfer rate.
Right.
Compared to those older geostationary satellites.
So we're talking, like, real-time intelligence gathering, surveillance, communication with troops on the ground. Everything happens way more quickly and efficiently.
Exactly. Plus, because LEO satellites are closer to Earth, they provide higher resolution imagery.
Right.
Think about how important that is for things like, reconnaissance and target identification.
Oh, I see what you mean. And wouldn't this also have like a major impact on missile defense systems?
Without a doubt. The ability to like detect and track potential threats with that greater speed and precision is absolutely crucial for, maintaining national security.
Okay, we've covered like broadband internet, telecommunications and defense. Now I'm curious about like scientific exploration.
Yeah.
How are these LEO satellites expanding like our knowledge of our planet and beyond?
Well, they provide a really unique platform for Earth observation instruments. Think about it. A constellation of satellites constantly scanning our planet, collecting tons of data about everything from weather patterns and climate change to natural resources and even like potential disasters.
So we could use this data to like track deforestation, monitor like ice melt in the polar regions, even predict like earthquakes or volcanic eruptions.
Exactly.
That's pretty powerful.
The potential for scientific discovery is it's enormous.
And what about like space exploration beyond our planet? Could these satellites play a role there?
Absolutely. Think of them as like relay stations, facilitating communication with, spacecraft venturing out to other planets and celestial bodies. They could help transmit data back to Earth way more quickly and efficiently.
So instead of relying on those massive like Earth-based antennas, we can use these closer satellites as like an interplanetary communication network.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as we push, further out into our solar system and beyond, that reliable high bandwidth communication is going to become even more critical.
This is all very exciting.
It is.
But I have to ask, are there any downsides to this, like rapid expansion of these satellite constellations?
Yeah.
I've heard concerns about things like space debris and light pollution.
Those are valid concerns.
Yeah.
With tens of thousands of new satellites going up, the risk of collisions and the creation of, space debris does increase.
Right.
And there's also the issue of light pollution from those reflective satellite surfaces, which could interfere with astronomical observations here on Earth.
It seems like we need to, like, carefully consider the potential downsides as we enter this new era of satellite communication.
We absolutely do. We have to think carefully about this.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot to consider here as we move forward with this technology.
Yes, yeah.
What else should we be thinking about?
Oh, we've touched on some of those physical challenges.
Yeah.
But there are also like broader societal questions that I think we really need to address.
Okay.
For example, like who controls these networks.
Right, yeah.
Who profits from them?
Yeah.
And maybe even more importantly, who gets left behind?
Right, it's not just about the technology itself, it's about how it's,
Exact.
deployed and who benefits from it.
Yeah.
And we've already seen how unequal access to the internet can, worsen those existing inequalities.
Right.
So we need to be very mindful, I think, of those dynamics as satellite internet becomes more,
Absolutely.
a tool.
Yeah, I think you're spot on with that.
And then there are the questions of privacy and security. These networks will be collecting so much data about our planet.
Right.
And potentially even about individuals. How will that data be used? Who will have access to it?
Right.
What safeguards are in place to prevent misuse or abuse?
Exactly.
It's a bit unnerving to think about, honestly.
Yeah.
We're on the brink of this incredible technological leap.
We are.
But maybe we need to just pause for a second and make sure we're building in appropriate ethical and regulatory frameworks.
I think that's a wise perspective.
Yeah.
And, there's even a bigger kind of philosophical question here lurking in the background.
Yeah.
What is the long-term impact on our, relationship with space itself?
Oh, wow.
As we fill the skies with all these satellites, are we diminishing the wonder and beauty of the night sky?
Yeah.
Are we creating, inadvertently obstacles for future exploration or scientific discovery?
I mean, those are really profound questions.
Yeah.
And I don't think there are easy answers.
No.
But I appreciate you bringing them up.
Sure.
It's vital that we have these conversations now before it's too late.
I agree, yeah. And that's where you, our listener, come in.
Right.
We've explored a lot of information today, but we don't have all the answers. We need your voice in this conversation.
Yeah.
What excites you about these possibilities of global connectivity? What concerns do you have?
Oh, yeah.
What questions are we not asking?
We encourage you to do your own research.
Yeah.
Think critically about the information and engage in these discussions with your communities,
For sure.
The future of satellite communication is, it's being written right now.
It is.
And its future we'll all share.
We will. So, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the intricate workings of AmpliTech's ULNAs to the sweeping implications of this whole rapidly evolving industry.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
Yeah.
We started with a press release about this tiny component.
Right.
And ended up contemplating the future of humanity and our relationship with the entire cosmos.
That's right. That's how these deep dives go.
Yeah, it's amazing how these deep dives can take you to such unexpected places.
That's the power of curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge. We hope this episode has sparked your imagination, inspired you to learn more.
Thanks for joining us on this exploration. Until next time, keep questioning, keep discovering, and keep looking up at those stars.
Absolutely.